NBC4 News at 11 a.m. starts with breaking news.
And breaking right now at 11 a.m., that winter storm that we have been telling you about is here. The First Alert Radar Network lighting up this morning. We could see record rainfall from this storm, widespread flooding, mudslides and debris flow, and we've already seen a tornado warning this morning. We want to thank you for joining us here at 11 a.m. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez. If you stepped outside today, then you know it's not just the rain, it's also the wind causing issues on this Christmas Eve. Let's take a live look outside right now as this Christmas storm from 5 of our weather cameras. This storm already causing issues across Southern California, including at LAX, where delays are already popping up. And then look at this. This is new video just into our newsroom. Shows a lot of that flooding we've been warning you about, and we're already starting to see this morning. We've seen plenty of cars getting stuck in rising waters on surface streets and the freeways. In fact, the roads, they have been dangerous all morning long. A FedEx truck carrying thousands of packages crashed on the 5 freeway in Pacoima. These dangerous conditions could last for days, from the valleys to our burn scar areas. We have live team coverage for you this morning. We begin now with meteorologist Stephanie Elmo tracking the storm. And Stephanie, we know just moments ago we had that tornado warning that expired.
That's right, Jonathan, and this is why I want to show you. So I took a snapshot. We actually had just around 10:15 or so just earlier this morning, we had this cell that pressed through the area, impacting South Pasadena, right around Alhambra, and it was this area that you received a tornado warning. Now, it quickly moved to the northeast around 40 miles an hour, and it was allowed to expire before 10:45. So again, this was a snapshot earlier today. Now let's look at current conditions right now. We're looking at widespread heavy rain across the region here from Ventura, encompassing most of LA County, and now pressing into the Inland Empire. But I want to take a tighter view and look at what's happening just east of Alhambra, right around Arcadia. I was actually watching here that cell, that strong storm that's sliding to the north and east. It's right now impacting Arcadia, right along the 210 as we speak right now. So that's one of the stronger cells that I'm finding here in the radar. All right, let's check out a little bit further to the south in Downey, and also stretching down to Long Beach. We're looking at moderate to heavy rain. Up to the San Gabriel Mountains, we're looking at heavy rain widespread across the region. Just anywhere you go, pretty much in LA County, you're looking at moderate to heavy rain, and also some issues on the roadways as we've been talking about. All right, we're looking at some issues also right around the Inland Empire. We're looking at heavy rain impacting areas like Crestline, impacting the 215 down to San Bernardino. Again, this will continue to ramp up for the Inland Empire as we head into this afternoon. I want to go over the flash flood warning. So we have tons of these boxes covering much of our viewing area. We've actually seen reports of 1 to 2 inches of rain that's already fallen in a lot of these spots. And we know we're not done yet, Jonathan. We have more rain on the way, even as we head into Christmas Day. So stay tuned. We'll time it out for you coming up here shortly. For now, over to you, Jonathan.
Stephanie, we'll check back soon. Thank you. And as Stephanie mentioned, the National Weather Service did issue a brief tornado warning for the San Gabriel Valley area. That warning went into effect around 10:30, lasted for about 4 minutes. Joining me now is National Weather Service meteorologist Dr. Ariel Cohen. Dr. Cohen, thank you for joining us on this Christmas Eve morning dealing with these storms. Can you explain what triggered that tornado warning that went out earlier?
We had a low-top mini supercell storm that was producing some rotation based on velocity data that was indicated by our radar, suggesting that there was a localized corridor for the ingredients coming together for a risk for a tornado. We don't have it confirmed, but there was enough evidence to suggest that we were dealing with a targeted zone of higher tornado potential. Certainly, if you have received any damage, when it's safe to do so, make sure you reach out to local law enforcement or emergency management officials, as this is a situation where that ground truth would be very important to seeing whether we got the tornado or not. The main thing is that we're still seeing these storm cells moving across the area. Going forward, damaging winds could cause trees and power lines to come down. So if you hear the winds whip up, or a severe weather warning is issued for your area, make sure you're indoors, make sure there's many walls between you and the outside as possible, and that you protect yourself and your loved ones.
And Dr. Cohen, how likely are we to see more tornado watches or warnings as this storm progresses?
The Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has issued a marginal risk for severe storms, including the potential for a tornado. The potential's there. I just want to encourage everyone to stay inside. You could certainly survive these elements if you're indoors. Stay off the roads. You know, we have so much flooding going on across the area, rock slides, mudslides. Stay off the road, stay indoors, and you're most likely to be safe.
National Weather Service meteorologist Dr. Ariel Cohen. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. And we know that all the rain is already causing major issues in the San Fernando Valley. Some drivers finding themselves trapped right along the 5 freeway at Lancashire in Sun Valley. This is an area with a history of flooding. Let's check in with NBC4's Brittany Hope. She joins us live over the 5 with the very latest. Brittany.
Hey, Jonathan, I can tell you that I-5 right now northbound completely shut down at Lancashire, and that's because the entire interstate looks like a lake. What you're seeing behind me, every single lane here northbound is covered in water, standing water. And we've been here for a few hours now. I can tell you that this is the worst we have seen it. At this point, those floodwaters are stretching all the way back toward the on-ramp. Honestly, I'm surprised at this point that CHP is still allowing these cars to get on northbound here, because slowly and slowly we see more and more water pushing north. You can see all of that debris pushing north as well. That's from Caltrans trying to push some of that trash and that mud out of the way to get this water out. Now, this water has gotten so deep on the southbound of the interstate. Look at that. 3 lanes also flooded. Cars driving right through. This is dangerous as well. We do not recommend driving through floodwaters. In fact, I would not be surprised if CHP shuts down I-5 southbound shortly. We want to show you some video from earlier. This has been a problem since really early this morning, since before the sun came up. But again, in the past hour and a half, it has gotten significantly worse. I talked to a delivery driver who says that he was stuck in this for hours.
What time have you been here since?
Since 6:30 in the morning. This happened 2 years ago. It gets flooded right there. And 2 years ago, the same thing. A car went in there, got stuck, and we're stuck here for a long time.
Hey, Sun Valley is really a mess. Quick look at this video. This is from Vineland and Sherman Way. Car after car in about a ½ foot to a foot of water stuck there. It is a mess right now, no matter where you go in Sun Valley. But let's bring you back out here live again. I-5 in Lancashire, if you're just joining us, northbound completely shut down. This place is a river. I wouldn't be surprised if southbound is next. Reporting in Sun Valley, Brittany Hope, NBC4 News.
And surface streets around the area probably look the same, Brittany. Thank you. We know that heavy debris flow and flooding are making driving in the Wrightwood area pretty treacherous right now. Highway 2 is currently impassable. That is according to the San Bernardino County Fire Department. They have hand crews out there, trucks, as well as a Swiftwater Rescue Unit out there right now. The area just north of Highway 2 between Elm and Twin Lakes Road is now under an evacuation notice. As we get more information on that, we'll bring it to you. We've also been keeping a very close eye with this storm on our burn scar areas, where evacuation warnings are now in effect, including in the Eaton Fire burn scar. Let's get to NBC4's Keenan Willard joining us live now from Altadena with more on this. Keenan.
Yeah, Jonathan, here in Altadena, unfortunately, a community that knows all too well the impacts of severe weather, and officials say that could cause today's storm to be even more dangerous for drivers and people living in this area because of the impacts and lingering effects of January's fire. And they're worried about things like this, a cascade of dirt, mud, and water coming off the side of the road and into the middle of the street, like the one you see here at Pinecrest and Loma Alta. We're kind of at the base of a hill. Up at the top at Loma Alta, though, you can see some of the other effects of this storm clearly in some video that we took earlier. There are some K-rail barriers set up aside by the base of the foothills where you can see the mud really starting to press up against those barriers, and in some areas starting to spurt through, covering the road. That's one of the things that emergency officials said would be more possible because of the lingering impact of the Eaton fire and damage from the wildfires, that lack of vegetation to prevent some of that mud coming into the roadway here. We haven't seen a real flash flood scenario here in Altadena. We have been under a warning for the area that's going to extend until noon, but really the water in the street has been localized over to the side where it's rushing down pretty fiercely. And we're having periods where there will be really intense wind and rain, and then we get kind of a break like we're experiencing right now. But during those intense moments, we're seeing more mud and more potential debris coming into these streets, which could be dangerous for drivers. So we'll be here over the next few hours in Altadena. Keenan Willard, NBC4 News.
All right, Keenan, continue to stay safe out there. Thank you. Our team coverage continues now with our Alex Rozier at Topanga Canyon and PCH in Malibu. That closure there. And Alex, we know evacuation warnings are also in effect. And is there any sign of flooding or slides where you are?
Not so far, not significant flooding that we've seen. I want to step out of the way and show you Topanga Canyon Boulevard near PCH. You can see this roadway is shut down. As you can see when we zoom past the road closure signs, the potential risk for slides. Crews have taken precaution, shut it down, but the good news is so far it's been rainy, but no significant damage. But I want to show you some video from this morning. We've been driving around several parts of the Palisades burn scar, and you can see how this area, Coastline Drive, was impacted by January's fires. But in that neighborhood, we didn't see any signs of flooding either. And then we'll take you over a little further down the road to nearby in Dukes in Malibu, where Las Flores Canyon Road earlier this year, they had a lot of mud and flooding from a storm in February. Today, some water moving down the road. Sandbags are out, but no significant flooding so far. But in that neighborhood, we did talk to one business owner who is keeping an eye on the creek.
That is my main concern tonight, is I don't want the water to rise all the way and over the bridge like it did in February, because then I get water on this side of my property because I'm right against the creek.
There are a lot of homes and businesses that would be at risk here.
Yes, all the way up the creek. There's homes, my neighbor behind me and all the neighbors. So we don't want the creek to come over.
And a quick look at PCH, some pockets of flash flooding, but it is still drivable. But we'll bring you back out here to Topanga and PCH. The road closure in place. We'll be monitoring conditions here over the next few hours. Jonathan, we'll send it back to you.
Alex, be safe. Thank you.